Devansh from the developers team of CustomGPT.ai, and in this tutorial we are going to see how you can delete a page from your agent using our APIs that we provide. So first of all, let me set up the agenda of this tutorial. So we are first going to discuss about the delete a page block that I just showed you. Then I'm going to show you get started blog, which is like kind of important. Next, I'll show you GitHub links, the custom GPT YouTube, the API docs, and at the end we'll start with the Google Colab live code execution. So let me show you about the getting started blog, which I think if you're not familiar with the CustomGPT.ai platform, you should be able to read it. So click on the link, you'll be redirected to this article where we have extensively discussed each and every area of the platform, including where you can find your API keys. Of course, you need to first log in and create an account. Just fill it up. You'll be asked for a credit card. It's a 7-day free trial, cancel anytime you wish to. Then a tour of the dashboard, the key sections, the billing platform, how to start, how to add a new agent, pick all the sources, YouTube, Zapier, the APIs, or if you have a website, just add the website link and your agent will be created on the fly. We'll show you how to do that in a bit. Then you can customize and do lots of things. So just check out the blog. I'm not going to delve a lot into this article. The project or main agenda of this video is to get you familiarized with how to delete a page using the APIs. So next on the agenda is the GitHub link. So the code that I have discussed extensively over here, this code is provided to you in a notebook and is uploaded to GitHub under Poll the People Custom GPT Cookbook. So access to this repository will be in the description below. We have provided you with examples and guides for using our APIs. So just go over to examples, you'll see a bunch of them, but for this video I'm going to stick with deleting a page from the project. Also, just a shout out, if you're watching this video, there are chances that you might have seen all our available videos. We have a few, we're getting started, but feel free to check out. We'll have more API tutorials like this in the future. Next on the agenda, we have the API docs. So if you go over to our website, click on resources, click on documentation, you can either ask your doubts here on the CustomGPT.ai Copilot, or you can just go to guides or API references where we have the get request, delete request, or citations, or agents, how to list all agents, how to create a new agent, etc, etc. So feel free to check out this, play along with how you can send, or if you want examples or response examples, click over here, go to 201. You'll see how just a mock of how a successful response would look like. So let's get to the agenda of this video and let's show you how you can get your API keys and delete a project. So first of all, you need to set an API endpoint. This should be the API endpoint which we support. Then is the API token. So if you head over to your account, okay, let me move myself a bit. Yeah, go to the profile section, go to my profile. You'll see an API tab over here. Just click on it, and yeah, this is the temporary key for blog post that I have created. The access will be revoked as soon as I'm complete with the video shooting, but yeah, APIs are very sensitive and you should not let others have access to it. So I'll create one more temp blog 2 key in front of you. Just create the API key. Yeah, just copy it, and you won't be able to view it again, so make sure you copy it or either store somewhere. But in this case, I'll just go ahead and yeah, paste it over here. So with that, my API token is all set. Then I need to do some imports as well, like okay, yeah, import request and import JSON, the basic imports. Then I also need to set headers for authentication. So the API token will be sent for authentication and the content type will be JSON. So now let's create a project for the account. So let's first create a project. You can give it a name. I have given it delete a page from project. Let me give it part 2 because I've already experimented it once. And we also need some sort of data. So for that reason, we are using a sitemap. And if I just open up this sitemap, you'll see what I exactly mean. So this sitemap actually contains some more links which will serve as a data source for our agent. like abcnews.com, the alexanswers.amazon.com, and things like that. So actually these will be populated, or the data from those blogs will be added to your project, which is named delete a page from the project part 2. So just fill in the project name, the sitemap path, make the payload, and for the URL endpoint it will be something like, yeah, the final URL will actually look like this. Great. So let me with the URL being set, we need to send a create post request to create our project, and we'll also print the things that is returned by the create project dot text response. So let me go ahead and first run this piece of code. It will take, yeah, completed at 22/119. That's great. We have successfully used our API token to prepare an header and do some imports. Now let's create a project. So I'll just go over to my profile section and show you yeah, all agents. So now I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 agents in my account. I'll go back, I click on run the Colab button, and yeah, let me go back, refresh it a bit, and you will see delete a page from the project part 2 agent being created as well. So that's great. Now let's head over and show you the output of that response. So I'm using a JSON formatter, and yeah, let me just beautify it. You'll see that we get data, the ID, the project name, the username, and things like that. The project ID, however, will be very useful, and why you'll see in a bit. So let's head back. So now it's time to create some conversations to fill out our project pages. So let me give this a name of test conversation 2. So what the conversation exactly means is, if I go to settings over here, you'll see ask me anything, and it's pretty much empty here. You don't have any conversations right now. So I'll just go and get the project ID. So when you did that, you got an ID from here. So that's the project ID that we need, and it will use that project ID to start a conversation for that particular project. Let me show you why we do that. So if you go over here, yeah, conversations, create a new conversation, you will see a project ID is a parameter that we require, and then when you hit a post request, you'll see a sample, something like, yeah, your conversations was successfully created, and the metadata of it, the project ID, session ID, etc, etc. So let me get back. Great. With the project ID in hand, we'll prepare a payload with the name of the project name being the name of the conversation. Then the URL, again, the base URL that we have, the API endpoint, slash projects slash the project ID, that's something like 54345, and slash conversations, and then we'll hit a post request to create a conversation, an empty conversation with the name of test conversation 2. So let's just hit it, and yeah, it is executed successfully. So we see some error over here. Let's see and debug it. Okay, great. The conversation is not being created yet. So let me go back. The ID is 65704. We are getting the create project.text data and inside the ID. So let me run it once more to make sure everything is fine. I might have done some issues, some mistakes over here. Let me click over it. Yeah, so it might be some issue, or that's live debugging that I did in front of you. So let me copy the response. Let's see the root issue. Beautify. Okay, yeah, so it says the project name is data page, team ID is active, yeah, status is success. We have actually created a conversation. So let me again do a refresh, and you will see, yeah, delete a page, a conversation, and empty conversation is being created over here. Let me do it once more so you'll know how it works exactly. So let me name it test conversation 3. Let me run it again. You'll see, refresh this page, another empty conversation just got created. So this video or this tutorial's scope is actually to just show you how you can delete a page from the sitemap, delete a page from the data sources. And what I mean, so we have added this URL, a sitemap, to be the source of data for our agent. And if you go over here to documents, these were the links that were inside the sitemap. You'll see it got added, the words were 10,000, these news article 12k words. So these were the sources, and you'll see these failed sources because for some reason, yeah, there is no current text in this page. So this is actually a 404 page. That's why our agent was not able to extract the data from this source. But that's great for now. You'll exactly know if your links or sitemap links or the pages or the files or anything you upload, if that's not crawlable, maybe the agent does not have the appropriate request or it's just private to you. So these kind of things will help you understand if your sources are not being added, just a better understanding of things that you can add or the permissions related to those sources that you're adding. Okay, great. Now let me go back to our Google Colab project. So we have given a name to the conversation, created an empty conversation. Now we need to get the project pages. So what I mean by that, so first of all, we'll get the data object from the create project.text. So this is when you create a project. Let me go back. Yeah, this is create project.text. Let me just copy it over here, go to the JSON beautifier, paste, beautify. So we need this ID, right? Yeah, the ID being the project ID that I discussed in the start of the video, that this will be needed to get all the project pages because we need a project ID for that. Now let's update the project ID. So we'll hit the API endpoint /projects/project ID/pages to get all the pages. So let me write a bit of heading, get the project pages. So when I hit run, we'll see all the pages that are, yes, so we are getting the data of all the pages that are inside that particular project with the project ID 65701. So this is ID number 34 with the AP news article, the page URL. This is second ID with the second page. The pages basically mean the sources of data that we have added. So now we are going to delete one of these things by using the project pages ID. You get it? Data, project, pages, and ID of that. Let me get back over here. So now we have a particular, all the pages of the project. We need to delete a particular project from there. So again, we'll need some sort of page ID, and the way we are going to do is we'll first get the data object from project pages.text. So yeah, we printed the project pages. This is the same output of that. We'll need data, we'll need pages, again data, and ID. So the way that it's being done over here is this data gets the data object, yeah, this one, and then we get the page ID by going to pages and then the data object, then the first element or the 0th element of it, and getting the ID. So pages, data, first, ID, pages, data, and this is the first object and the ID of that first object being 58801034. So just let me copy this from here and you'll see why I did that in a bit. We print the page ID, so copy again. Let me write it over here. Great. This is an output of an initial run of this Colab, so don't get confused by it, then we need to update the project. So we'll again update our URL endpoint with the base URL, projects, project ID, pages, and then the exact page ID that we wish to delete. Okay, I think you are here with me, but just for the clarity, I'll give you what I mean. Feel free to skip the videos ahead if you understood how this URL is being created. So the base URL being this one, slash projects slash the project ID, that was, let's for the sake of say 12345, slash pages and slash the page ID. So now if you want to delete a particular page, you need a page ID for that, and then you make a delete request with headers, of course, for authentication, the URL and the delete keyword over here. Just remove it here, and then we'll also print the text or the response that we got after sending the delete request. Great. So now I have deleted, the status says success, deleted is true. Now if I go back and see, this entire data entry will be deleted. So just remember the ID for now, because this will be replaced and this will become the 0th element of this pages order. Let me go back and yeah, get all the product pages. I'll again run this. We got a different response this time. I'll go ahead, clarify this, format and beautify, and you'll see, yeah, the page ID with 34 as the ending is not here, and it's being replaced by 38, which used to be our second object. So this is how you delete a page of your data source using the delete, or I can say, yeah, making a delete request on the page ID. So that was the entire motive of this particular cookbook. You can get the access to it by just going to Poll the People Custom GPT cookbook. You will have the access or the links to it in the description. This is a public repository. Feel free to modify the code. Feel free to explore all the other, like get project stats, get citations details, or list all the pages and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.